So I hope it's nice and sunny wherever you guys are. And today we are going to talk a little bit about Desire Cruises. And as Monse said, please feel free to type and ask your questions in the chat. And she will be answering those questions, and anything that does not get answered during the presentation at the end, we will take as much time as needed to answer any questions that might not have been answered during the presentation. And we'll make sure to get all your doubts cleared up and have you guys ready to start sending your clients on our amazing cruises. So let's go ahead and get started. Desire Cruises. For those of you who may not be 100% familiar with Desire Cruises or Desire in general, the concept, we have had 3 very successful cruises since we launched our first sailing in 2017 out of Venice. Desire Cruises is similar to the resort concept that I'm sure majority of you already know. We are couples only, clothing optional, lifestyle friendly cruise. So we offer an experience for our couples to enjoy the Desire concept, combining it with an amazing European vacation. Our cruises have clothing optional areas. So what our guests have come accustomed to and enjoy the freedom that they have at the resorts, they can also enjoy that freedom on board our cruises, as well as our cruises are a type of all-inclusive cruise, and we'll get into a little bit that further in, as our cruises include the premium beverage package. So when clients are booking their cabins and the prices that they see, that is inclusive of the premium beverage package. For those of us that are familiar with cruises, we know that typically a cruise does not include the drink packages. That's something that they purchase additionally once they are on board. So we've gone ahead and taken that stress away from the clients and gone ahead and already included it in the price of the cabin. What we offer is a unique experience full of sensual atmosphere, exotic locations, and of course, absolutely amazing entertainment on board our Desire Cruises. The ships that we use, if we're not familiar, is Azamara, which used to be part of Royal Caribbean, and this year, January, they were purchased by an outside company, and now Azamara stands on its own. They have 3 ships, and they have purchased, or the process of purchasing their 4th ship to join the Azamara brand. So we're very excited for our cruises and for our itineraries. We have some amazing itineraries that we're going to take a look at during this presentation. Azamara is a luxury liner, so they offer 5-star service, food. It's absolutely an amazing experience from the moment you step on board until the moment you sadly have to leave to go back home. What are the top selling features when we're looking at Desire Cruises? So I mentioned it a little bit earlier, is the premium beverage package. That's included with the price of the cabin. Also, 4 restaurants are included, and they vary between a buffet restaurant, an a la carte restaurant that changes the menu every night, so that way guests get a variety of options for dinner. They also have a poolside grill. They also have a cafe that's located midship, and that offers all the wonderful specialty coffees and teas, the lattes, the frappuccinos, the cappuccinos, the espressos, all those fancy coffees. They have that option there, and they're open from 6 in the morning until midnight. So it's a wide range that they have there, as well as they have snacks and treats and sandwiches and desserts there as well. Room service, 24-hour room service is also included. This is a favorite, I'd have to say, of one of our cruises, because our parties are amazing and they go into the wee hours of the morning. And so a lot of times our guests like to stay in bed, order room service. Guests that have balconies, they love to have their breakfast, lunch, or dinner in their room and out on their balconies. So room service is a great feature to have included on board. And of course, the menu is a great menu that Azamara offers. The prepaid gratuities are also included. So that's something super important. People who have cruised before and who are familiar, they know that daily on their TV screen when they're taking a look at their bill to see what they've been, what they've been charged for what they've been enjoying on board in the spa, the excursions, the casinos. The prepaid gratuities is also a charge that clients typically see every day, as there is a portion that is gratuities that are given to the staff on board of Azamara, the stewards, the chefs, the cooks, the waitresses, the waiters. And so those prepaid gratuities are also already included when with the price of the cabin. So that's another fee that guests will not see on the last day of their cruise, because that's already been taken care of with the price of the cabin. Of course, you can't have Desire without our Playroom. So we also have a Playroom on board, very similar to the ones that our guests have become accustomed to at the resorts. They're slightly bigger on board, as the space that we have on board is bigger, but the Playroom is always a fun spot to visit. Of course, our nightclub, we have evening theme parties every night, as well as live entertainment and DJs from all over the world that we bring on board. Our signature theme nights, those are very fun. We have theme nights, as well as we have our daytime pool parties with also optional themes as well. We're going to take a quick peek at one of our videos, just so you guys can take a look. Monse, if you can just confirm that our audio is working today. Hopefully, with the rain, we don't have any issues with the audio. Oh, what happened to the video? It disappeared. Okay, no video, or maybe later. Right now, we're going to take a look at Desire Rome Athens. So this is the first cruise sailing in 2021. We are very, very excited. This cruise will set sail this year, October 9th, in a few short months. We are very excited, and we are getting the last minute details prepped for this cruise. We do still have a few cabins left in the ocean view and veranda categories left. So if at the end of this presentation, you guys have any clients that are still interested in setting sail, they will have an option for either ocean view or veranda staterooms for this sailing in October. So for this October, we will be setting sail out of Rome, Italy on the 9th of October. And we will be sailing throughout the night. And the next day we arrive in beautiful Sorrento. So the first part will be in the Amalfi Coast, which we're very excited about. We'll spend a fun-filled day in Sorrento, Italy. And then the next day we will wake up in Syracuse, Sicily, all the way towards the bottom of Italy. Also very excited to visit Syracuse. And then on Tuesday, we will have a full day at sea. We will have our pool party, games, contests, music, great time on board. So that'll be a full day at sea. And then the next day we will wake up in Santorini, Greece. Very excited to visit Greece this year. We've been watching the news. They've been opening up. And they're going to be 100% ready for us in October. After we've been a day in Santorini, we're going to visit Kousadasi, Ephesus in Turkey. We will spend the full day there. And then the next day we will wake up in Mykonos as our last full day. And then on the 16th, our sailing will come to a sad, sad end in Athens. Happy to be in Athens, sad that the cruise will end. So that is our itinerary in October. Very excited about that. Hopefully, if anybody on this chat, if you're joining us, look forward to seeing you on board. And for those of you who are not, book your cabin and join us so you can live and experience the Desire Cruise concept. We talked about the premium beverage package being included, and being Azamara and a 5-star ship, they have a wide range of options of brands available. I invite you guys to visit our website at desire-experience.com. And if you select the Desire Cruise and you select extra services or beverage package, you will see the list of brands that comes included. This is important to know because a lot of times our clients, especially with our Desire brand, they are particular with the types of brands, and especially because they come accustomed to a specific, level of service at our resorts. And so on board, we match that experience that they come to know with the brands that they like when they're on vacation. Our theme nights, they are not mandatory. They are optional. However, we highly encourage all of our guests to participate. Even if it's just a color, that for us is great. On board, majority of our clients, I would say 95 or more of our guests do participate in the theme nights. So if that's a question that our clients ask us, it is important to let them know that a majority of guests do participate. So sometimes they don't want to feel left out, then we recommend that they bring a little something, just a little something to go with some of the theme nights. Our entertainment, our guests of desire come accustomed to our adult erotic entertainment that we offer at the resorts. So we make sure to provide the same, if not better, options on board in terms of the evening entertainment and the shows, as well as the daytime happenings that we do around the pool area. We do tend to hire dance groups from all over the world. We've hired dance groups from England, we've hired groups from Paris. So we have a wide range and we like to mix it up so that we're offering a variety for all of our guests on board. But they do maintain the desire concept being sensual and erotic and offering adult only concepts. Of course, our playroom, we talked a little bit about our playroom. This is a fun area on board where our guests can choose to be intimate with their significant other, their partners who they came on board with, as well as a great place to meet some other couples that they might have gotten to know during the ship and they want to become better acquainted with. The cuisine on board, what can I say? It's absolutely spectacular. Azamara does a very, very good job of offering 5-star gourmet dining in all of the restaurants, including the buffet. Wide variety for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And they also do really good with if any of our clients have special dietary restrictions. The ship does a really, really good job of also offering options for these clients so that they can enjoy the cruise just as well as anybody else. The dining options we talked about, the main dining, which is open for breakfast, open for dinner, as well as breakfast while we're at on sea days. And the evening options offer a different menu every night. So that way, if guests choose to go there every night, they have a little bit something different on the menu. Our Windows Cafe is open for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and our late night snack. That's up until 2 o'clock in the morning. Since our evening events go a little longer than the traditional Azamara cruise, we have extended hours for our restaurants. And then, of course, the patio, which is our pool grill. That's open from during the daytime, 12 to 6. And of course, the Mosaic Cafe, where you can get all your specialty coffees and teas, as well as some amazing snacks and desserts. And then, of course, last but not least, is our specialty dining. So these are the specialty restaurants. These specialty dining restaurants are included for our suite guests. So there are no additional charges for the Aqualina or the Prime Sea for our suite guests. For those guests staying in staterooms, there is a minimal cover charge that they are charged. It's anywhere between 40 and 45 USD per person, and that's just the cover charge. So basically, you pay that, you go in and you order all of the things on the menus that you would like to order. We also highly recommend that guests, whether you're in suites or staterooms, we recommend that they at least try one of these restaurants during the week because they are absolutely amazing. The service, the food, the quality is spectacular. Highly recommended. Our first desire sailing of 2022 is our Lisbon Ibiza cruise. We are very excited about this cruise. We visited one of these ports, well, a couple of these ports in our previous sailings, 2018 and 2019. And one of the most popular ports that we visited on the last 3 Desire cruises has been Ibiza, Spain. At one point, we had 96% of our guests off board. Almost everybody who was stayed with us, the 700 passengers, 96% of them were out enjoying the nightlife of Ibiza. So that is why we added it to this itinerary for May of next year. So basically 11 months from now. This cruise will leave out of Lisbon, Portugal. From there, we go to Sevilla, Spain. We will be overnight in Sevilla. And then on Saturday, the 21st, we will set sail in the morning and we will have a full day at sea. And then on the 22nd, we will arrive in Gibraltar, UK. We can't miss the Rock. We got to see the Rock of Gibraltar. So that'll be on the Sunday. And then on Monday, the 23rd, we will be visiting Malaga, Spain. Beautiful, beautiful place for those of us who have not been. Great food also, if we're foodies, and this is going to be a great cruise as Portugal and Spain have amazing cuisine. Then, of course, we arrive in Ibiza on the Tuesday, and we are overnight in Ibiza. We'll be leaving Ibiza in the late afternoon. So our guests will be able to enjoy the evening of the 24th, as well as the nightlife in Ibiza. And then Wednesday we set sail, and on the 26th, sadly, the cruise ends, but luckily it ends in Barcelona, which is a beautiful, beautiful city, and highly recommended for our clients to stay at least a couple days extra if they haven't been to explore and enjoy. The city is immense, and so at least 2-3 days to see 1/4 of what Barcelona has to offer. But this itinerary is spectacular, and we highly recommend this itinerary for the first cruise in 2022 will be a great way to start off Desire Cruises. Of course, in September, we have our Greek Islands intensive cruise. So this one leaves and returns from Athens, Greece. So Athens to Athens, and we will be stopping off in Santorini. We'll be making a stop in Rhodes, Greece. We will, of course, be making a stop in Ephesus, Kusadasi, Turkey. We will be making a stop in Patmos. That should be Greece, not Turkey. Apologize for that slight error here. That's Patmos in Greece, not Turkey. And then, of course, we will be in Mykonos for an overnight in Mykonos, Greece. And then, sadly, again, our cruise ends on the 24th in Athens, Greece. And last but not least, our final cruise of 2022 is our Desire Rio de Janeiro, Brazil New Year's Eve cruise. This one is obviously a special one because it is for New Year's Eve, so we will be able to enjoy and ring in 2023 on board with 700 of our closest friends for our cruise. So this one leaves out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. For those of you who are maybe not familiar, in South America. So on the 30th, our clients will check in on board in Rio de Janeiro. We will be docked that evening at port. We will not be sailing until the 31st in the late afternoon. So guests will have an opportunity to, on the Saturday, enjoy the day in Rio de Janeiro. They'll be able to go off onto land and enjoy, do some sightseeing, some eating. I highly recommend eating in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Great food. And then, of course, we will be setting sail roughly, as of right now, it's around 6 p.m. And we will be arriving the same day, a couple hours later in Copacabana. We'll be sailing down the coast and arriving in Copacabana. That is where we will be ringing in the new year on board in Copacabana on the 31st. So all the festivities will be on board. We will have the evening entertainment. We will have the dining outside on our pool deck. And of course, we will be ringing in the new year there. We'll be watching the fireworks above us. We'll be able to see the land. We'll be able to see shoreside from the cruise. That'll be very, very exciting. Then we will be setting sail in the middle of the night. We will be at sea part of the 1st of January. And then, of course, on the 2nd of January, we'll be at sea because we got to go all the way from Brazil, all the way down to Uruguay. We will be arriving on the 3rd of January, 2023 in Punta del Este, Uruguay. Punta del Este is a beautiful, beautiful seaside beach town, and it is their high season at that time. So again, our guests will be able to enjoy the nightlife in Punta del Este and be able to experience a little bit of what that city has to offer. We will be leaving on the 4th and heading from Punta del Este to the capital of Uruguay, Montevideo. Beautiful, beautiful colonial city, a lot of history. This will be here all day, so it'll be great to do some sightseeing, the beautiful buildings that they have in Montevideo. And then, of course, that day we'll be sailing in the evening, and we will be arriving on Friday, January 6th in Buenos Aires, Argentina. This port is highly recommended for food and for wine and for dancing. So this is going to be very, very exciting. We will be overnighting, so our guests will be able to stay and sleep on board if they even sleep that night, because they will be able to enjoy the city of Buenos Aires until we have to debark on the next morning on Saturday, January 7th. This itinerary is also recommended for guests to stay a couple days before when they arrive in Rio de Janeiro, and of course to stay a couple days later in Argentina, as there are many, many cities that are quick plane rides away or day trips away. If clients are into food and wine, this would be a great option because they have really, really good wine tours out of Buenos Aires where they can visit Mendoza, great vineyards, and of course, Argentina is known for their meat and their barbecue. So this would be a great place for people who are also foodies. Great itinerary. Great itinerary. Now, how do we and where do we see the information on our website? So what we've done is we've shown you, we've taken some screenshots here of our website. For those of you who are not familiar, our main website is desire-experience.com. And then as we can see there on the top of the page, you're going to see the different tabs that you can select. We have the tab of our resorts where you can select our Desire Riviera Maya or Desire Riviera Maya Pearl resorts. And then of course, the next tab is our cruises. The first cruises you see listed are the active cruises that have not sailed yet and have cabins available. And then of course, underneath the previous cruises, we have the cruises that have already sailed. We're missing one there, the Barcelona 2018 cruise. But for this exercise purpose, we're going to use Lisbon Ibiza as the example. So we would select one of the cruises from that drop-down menu, and it would take us to the home page of the cruise. The home page of that cruise is going to give us a quick little description of the cruise, the ports that we're going to visit. It's going to highlight some of the features that are included on our cruise that set us apart from some of the other cruises. For instance, the premium beverage package, which is already included. And then, of course, we're going to take a look at the different tabs that we have. Today, we're going to take a look at the tab that says rates. And this is going to be where our clients will see what the pricing of the cabin is. So I'm going to explain this chart to you guys so that it's a little bit clear for those of us who are maybe not familiar with the rates section of our websites. Now, it doesn't matter if you're choosing the Lisbon Ibiza cruise, the Greek cruise, or the Desire Rio de Janeiro cruise. The setup is very similar. So under the rates page, you're going to see this very similar table. You're just going to see the pricing of that other cruise. But you're going to see the first column that lets me know what the category is, what the cabin category is, and the names of the cabin categories. And then the second column is going to be the regular price. Some people may also know it as the rack price. So that's what the cabin would typically usually cost. And then the next column is the important column. That's the price today. So it's telling me that today we have some discounted prices for the Lisbon Ibiza cruise. So it's telling me that I'm going to use the veranda stateroom as the example. So it tells me that the veranda stateroom usually costs $9,894. But if we were to purchase today, the club veranda stateroom is at $8,035. So it looks like I'd be saving $1,800 if I was to purchase the veranda today. This information is important to let our clients know. Typically, the earlier you book, the best pricing you're going to get. The closer we get to the sailing dates, the prices will tend to be higher, as well as the options of the cabins will also diminish as the availability disappears. So as we can see right now, the Club Spa Suite is sold out, so we don't have any of those cabins available. It's a wait list only, and we have availability in some of the other cabin categories. The next column is the book now and save. So I mentioned that if I was to book today, I would be saving $1,800. And then, of course, last but not least, that book now button. When I click that book now button, it takes me to the next screen that's going to allow me to select the exact cabin that I want as the client. It's going to tell me from all what we have available, if I want to be in the front, if I want to be in the back, if I want to be midship, if I want to be starboard side, if I want to be port side, the client will be able to choose their exact location. We have set it up this way because, we don't want to be the ones choosing where the client goes. The client is choosing the cabin. They're choosing where they want to be. They're choosing the side that they want to be on. That way they get exactly what they pay for. Now, when I scroll down on this section, I'm going to find some very important information. The prices that I have above, sorry, I should have mentioned it, is the pricing that we have above is per cabin based on double occupancy in USD. So we don't have single pricing because our cruise is couples only. So the pricing that we see here, that $8,035, is the price of the cabin for 2 people, okay? Now, just below that tab, it has important information letting me know that, okay, the rates are in US dollars and they're based on double occupancy. It also reminds me that the above price includes the premium beverage package per cabin based on the double occupancy. It lets me know what the initial deposit is to reserve my cabin. And then it also lets me know that I have a flexible payment calendar. On the next side, it tells me that my port fees are 350 USD per person for staterooms and 400 USD for suites. So if we're using the veranda stateroom as the example, and I know that it costs me today $8,035, I'm going to have to add 350 times 2, 700 for that stateroom for the port fees, and that would be my final pricing. $8,735 would be the final pricing for 2 people, including the port fees, including the premium beverage package, including the prepaid gratuities, including our room service, and including the 4 restaurants. Okay? Now, I'm gonna click that book now button, and it's gonna take me to the next screen that's gonna give me a breakdown. On the right side of the page, it's gonna give me a breakdown of the cabin categories that are on the deck that the booking engine took me to. So in this case, deck 4, it tells me that there's ocean view staterooms and there's club interiors. So on the right side of the screen, it gives me a brief description of what the ocean view stateroom has. It also reminds me what the price of the cabin is, the lowest website pricing. It also lets me know the sizing of the cabin. So for this case, for the ocean view, it's telling me that the approximate size is 170 square feet. Then it also shows me a little picture of what we can expect the cabin to look like that we're selecting. And then just below the cabin, it has a little hyperlink and it says, click here to view floor plan. So if we go on our website and we click that hyperlink, it's going to show up the floor plan and it's going to show me where the bed is, where the window is, where the TV is. A lot of guests really, really do like these, especially if they've never been on a cruise. This is a great tool for our travel agents to use when they're explaining to a client what the cabin looks like. All these pictures are downloadable, so you can save them and you can send them to your clients. If you have clients that want information via email, you can save these and you can send them. Also, it lets me know just below the picture and the hyperlink that there's ocean view stateroom also available on deck 6 and 7. If I wanted to see the available cabins on 6 and 7, all I would have to do is click that little 6 or click that little 7, and it automatically jumps me over to the deck that I selected, okay? Now, on the left side of the screen is going to be the actual ship. So it's going to show me cabin per cabin, and it's going to say green check mark means it's available, and the red X means it's already been booked. Now, when I put my mouse over one of the cabins, and I have that the picture of that is the one in the middle, it tells me I've put my mouse over cabin 7008. So it tells me it has a green check mark, so I know it's available. It reminds me of the category that that cabin is, and it also reminds me of the price. So we remember that on the chart that we saw under the rate section, it said $80.35. Perfect. The price matches, and we know that from there we've got to add our port fees. Now, the picture off to the far right is what would show up if I was to put my mouse over a cabin that had that red X. It tells me that cabin 7019 is booked. It reminds me of the category, Club Veranda. It reminds me of the price, but it doesn't give me the option to click to book, okay? So there's no way to make an error and select a cabin that's already been booked. Nothing will happen if you keep selecting, if you keep clicking on that cabin, okay? It'll only take you to the actual final screen if you select a cabin with a green check mark. So I'm going to select and I'm going to click the green check mark, and it's going to take me to where I can, as a client, I'm going to enter my information. If I'm an affiliate, our clients are going to enter their information to make their booking. Before I enter the information, this is what they're going to see. They're going to see all of our cruises for 2022 have the option of travel protection. Our system has automatically included it with the final pricing here, and it tells me that the cruise plan protection is 220 USD, and it's been included in the initial deposit, and it covers expenses related to medical emergencies, accidents, cancellations, fees for 2 people. So this 220 is for 2 people, okay? So 110 per person. Now, If the client doesn't want the travel protection, all they would have to do is click that box that says quote again without plan protection. And then that $220 would be taken off of that initial deposit that says 720, and the initial deposit would show up as 500. Okay. Now, if we want information regarding the travel protection, there's that blue hyperlink that says click here for details. If I was to click that blue hyperlink, it would take me to the rundown, the top feature of the travel protection. And just for information, one of the main features of the travel protection is that it covers the non-refundable portion in the event of a cancellation before the cruise leaves. So what does that mean? That means that if the client today paid me his deposit of $720, and then they paid me their March 29th payment of $1,647, and then they called me, June 1st, and they said, hey, you know what? Unfortunately, we're going to have to cancel the cruise. Then the non-refundable portion, the penalty that would apply to them in this case, let's say it's $500. The $500 from the total that they have paid me, original group would keep as the penalty, and then the rest we would reimburse them. That $500 non-refundable penalty that we had to charge them, they would submit the claim with the travel protection company, and the travel protection company would reimburse them the non-refundable portion, so the client can be made whole with all the money that they had paid for the booking of this cruise. Okay. Now, again, you can click that blue hyperlink to get more information, more details in terms of how much, how much is covered for trip cancellation? What is the medical, what are the amounts for the medical coverage, et cetera, et cetera. So you can definitely take a look at, and the clients can also take a look at there before they decide to actually book. They can take a look there and see all of the fine details of what's included for the travel protection. It gives me a little bit of a breakdown, reminding me that the cruise I'm booking is the Desire Lisbon cruise. It reminds me the cabin type that I'm booking, the cabin number that the client selected. It reminds me that it's a maximum of 2 people allowed on the cruise. It reminds me that the cruise leaves on the 19th of May and returns on the 26th of May. It tells me that the price of the cabin is $8,255. If we remember, the price of the cabin was $8,035, plus the $220 of the travel protection gives me the $8,255. And then it also reminds me that the final price with surcharge and plan protection is now $8,955, because that now includes my port fees, which are mandatory. Okay, so the final price of the cabin is $8,955, and that's final with plan protection and the port fees. Okay, the deposit to book the cabin would be $720, which is the initial deposit plus the travel protection. Travel protection must be charged at the time of booking to be able to make the trip cancellation portion valid. Then it reminds me that I've got some balance payments due. So this screenshot was taken a few months ago. So basically, if I was to click on this today, March 29th and June 7th would not appear on here. It would give me a little bit of a higher initial deposit as we're getting closer to the sale date. So the closer to the sale date, the higher the initial deposit is. And then, of course, the remaining payments would be September 6th, December 6th, and the last payment is February 7th. For those of us that are familiar with selling cruises, non-chartered cruise can typically have final payment date 30 days prior to sailing. However, as a charter, we have different financial obligations with the cruise line that they have set for us as a charter. So our final payment date tends to be 3 to 4 months prior to sailing. That is why we're seeing February 7th as our final payment date for the May cruise. I just point that out because a lot of times those who are familiar with selling cruises are not familiar with a last payment date that's a little bit further out than traditional sailing. The section that says enter your promo code here, that section is only filled out in the event that we have a special promotion going on, a cyber sale promotion, a summer sale promotion, and if there's a special code that has been given, then that's where the client would submit the code, process the promo code, and then of course the discount would be automatically adjusted with the pricing of the cabin. A little further down is where we're going to enter the information regarding the client that's booking their cabin. They're going to fill in their information. And then below, just a little bit below that, they're gonna submit their credit card information, and then of course, they submit their booking, and then they get a confirmation letter, email that gets sent to them within less than 5 minutes. They should have it in their email. I highly recommend letting clients know when we're talking to them to check their junk mail or their spam mail, because 99% of the time, that confirmation goes to that email. And a lot of times clients will forget, and then the payment dates, they get a payment reminder, they don't remember what it's for. So it's important to let clients know to check their emails and check their spam folders. Now, where can we find information regarding fact sheets, pictures, videos that we can complement where you can complement your website or your database emails or your newsletters? You can go to media.original-group.com. So this website is our media website where you can download logos, photos, videos, fact sheets. You would just select the cruise that you're looking to promote or enhance on your website, and you can download everything from that website in high resolution, and you can add it to your website or your newsletters in order to send out to your clients to book our cruise. This is my information, my email, my phone number, my Skype. I'm on Facebook as well. If you have any questions regarding the cruises, specifically about our cruises, the itineraries, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to assist you. And then, of course, any information regarding the affiliates program or the affiliates platform, you can always contact Monse as well as Bertin. And here is their Bertin's contact information as well. So jot that down if you don't already have it, but I know you guys already have them. That's where you can get any questions you have about your platform, your dashboard. Monse and Bertin would be more than happy to assist you in that. I just want to mention one thing. For our sailing in October, our cruise as of right now is a 100% vaccinated cruise. So guests that will be joining us on cruise, the cruise line is asking for all our guests to be vaccinated with a minimum of 14 days prior to sailing. So September 28th, all of our clients must be vaccinated in order to board our cruise in October. For our 2022 cruises, the cruise line has not confirmed if they will also be vaccine cruises or if there will be just testing, as a lot of things are changing. That information has not been confirmed yet. That will be confirmed much closer to our sail date. But for October, if we have clients that are interested in sailing with us in October, it will be they will be required to show proof of vaccine. So I just throw that out there right now. Thank you guys very much for listening to me babble on about our amazing cruises. Monse, do we have any questions that weren't answered in the chat that we want to maybe answer now, or anything that maybe was asked a lot that we can let everybody know?
Thank you, Silvina. Well, no, everybody is too shy to ask. Please, everything you need to know is now, because Silvina is the expert. Please, there is one. One second.
There we go.
It's only thank you, Silvina. Never mind.
I'll take the thank you. I'll take the thank you. Thank you guys very much. Well, I mean, if there are no extra questions, there are no additional questions, one of two things. Either I answered all of the questions during the presentation, or nothing comes to mind right now. So if something does come to mind, feel free to send us an email. We're more than happy to answer. I recommend taking a look at the websites. We have a section also called FAQs, or frequently asked questions. That's a great section to look at as well. We have some, top asked and answered questions there. Otherwise, I want to thank everybody for taking the time to join us this afternoon, morning, or evening, depending on where you are, and to listen to me talk and talk and talk. I appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing everybody either here in Cancun or, of course, aboard one of our cruises. Monse, thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you, Silvina, and thank you, everyone. Please let us know if you need anything from our side. We'll be happy to help. and we'll see you next week. Bye bye.
Gracias, bye.